Hey folks, welcome to another VR video. Today I'm playing Elite Dangerous. I'm using the Rift S. And the reason that I'm playing this game and recording it is because I have reached the end of a extensive journey. The last time I filmed anything for Elite Dangerous, I became elite in trading. And I covered that right here on the channel. And since then, I embarked on a extensive journey around 80,000 light years to the center of the galaxy, but by way of kind of a rim of the galaxy. So we went through some areas that had not been explored before. The expedition was called Stellar Unknown, and I've reached Explorer's Anchorage. I've actually reached Explorer's Anchorage twice. The first time I reached Explorer's Anchorage, I sold around 24 pages worth of data, of exploration data from scanning planets and scanning systems, and I ended up becoming an elite explorer at that point. But at this point, I'm at Explorer's Anchorage, which is in the system directly next to the system that I'm going to. The system I'm headed toward is Sagittarius A, which is a supermassive black hole in the middle of the galaxy. And what I love about this game is, while some of it is fictitious and made up, and a lot of the content as far as the planets and systems are hypothetically procedurally generated, the center of the galaxy really is, they think there is a supermassive black hole there, and they are still calling it Sagittarius A. So everything about where I'm about to travel to is hypothetically real. And I figured what better way to do that than to strap on a VR headset. I've played about 250 hours of this game now. It's gotten me through some really hard times this year. And I have to acknowledge my friends too. One of my friends did a video using, I believe it was a Pimax headset, using the flight stick that I have. I have the X52 by Cytec, and they also had one. And at the time that still mass locked, so at the time that I tried it for the first time, I should probably steer away from the planet also. At the time that I first tried the game, I tried it at the Valve Steam VR developer showcase, and they had a HOTAS as well. I want to say it might have been a T-Flight, or maybe a Thrustmaster Warthog or something of that nature. It was not the X52 or X56. So I tried this one out. I got a deal at a Fry's Electronics. I think it was $50 on sale, and it was broken. But then I got this one, and it was not. As you can see on this flight map, almost all of these systems have been visited and scanned and reported by others. But the one that I'm headed toward, the center of the galaxy here, is pretty famous as well. Before I go though, I believe the DSSV Distant Worlds is still here. Let's go check that out. That's actually a pretty sweet destination. Distant Worlds was a expedition that happened a couple of years ago. And this is a mega ship that goes through a few different systems. Right now it's right here next to Explorer's Anchorage. We'll go check out that ship just for a moment while I finish my story. So I am traveling to the center of the galaxy. I've spent, since the end of August, it's now the middle of November, exploring. This is my first deep space exploration. Prior to that, I was kind of a space trucker. You saw some of that previously on my channel. I had a ton of fun. I did a couple of mass jumps with other people from this expedition. They had around 360 people that signed up for the expedition, but it really was around 30 or 40 people that seemed to realistically be traveling throughout the entire event. So we're coming up on the DSSV, Distant Worlds. And again, this is a mega ship. There's not a whole bunch of these in the game, but this one travels across, I believe, 6 different systems here in the center of the galaxy. And there was a Distant Worlds 2 expedition earlier this year, actually, which also has some remnants out in the galaxy that you can find as well. And I'm probably going to take a bit of a break from it after tonight, after I travel to Sagittarius A. And I have to say, I'll definitely be back. It's just too awesome to pass up the opportunity to keep playing in the future. But yeah, 250 hours I've played since July. I was a space trucker for quite a while. Had a ton of fun with that. I want to go back to Sagittarius A here. Lock the destination. And the thing I still can't get used to, that when I was flying in VR prior to this expedition, I was flying an Asp Explorer. An Asp Explorer has like a wide open glass front, which this ship, the Crate Phantom, also has. But if you look to the sides, it's got these giant protrusions, and I always think it's like this bigger ship above me that's parking, but it's actually my ship. So it's funny, because I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna crash into that bigger ship, but reality is it's just an extension of my own ship. This ship worked out exceptionally well for this expedition. Whoops. Except I just set myself to silent running because I'm not used to using the HOTAS in this particular configuration with the Rift S.
Frameshift drive charging.
So I had set myself to silent running, which is terrible. Overall, I scanned a ton of stuff. I made around 400,000 credits. Again, became an elite explorer. Lots of cool stuff going on here as I warp in witch space to Sagittarius A. Now, I have seen black holes before. They're kind of underwhelming. They're just like a space. But I hear this one's pretty epic. And that's why I wanted to have... Oh my god, it is pretty epic. So this is the only supermassive black hole in this game. And I'm now staring at it. That is Sagittarius A with an asterisk after it. And I have now reached the center of the galaxy. It was a epic journey. I, again, met up with some folks a couple of times, was there for the first mass jump. It was mostly European folks. I'm in the west coast of America, but I was also available at the time of the European jump and not the American jump. So taking that trip was pretty awesome. Oh wow, there's something that just says the center. It's 110 light seconds away. Ah, what the heck. Let's head for the center. How do I get there, though?
Shields online.
Yeah, I would hope the shields are online. I'm about to do something pretty crazy here. I'm flying toward the black hole. This is not something I would ever have expected to do because I don't want to get sucked into said black hole. Alright, so there it is. It looks like I can fly to this now. Move to obtain line of sight. Is that line of sight now? The closer I get, the cooler this looks actually. It's almost like light erupting there. It's almost like it's talking to me. Here it is, Super Cruise is active. It's so crazy cool. I can just hear it up above me. And I don't even care at this point if my ship gets destroyed or anything crazy like that. Like, I've accomplished this task at this point. I can do a rebuy or a replacement of my ship if I need to. I've got a good billion credits just sitting there waiting, but man, this is epic. Just listening to that thing is crazy. I have no idea how fast I'm going. Going 0.25 C, which is not terribly fast, but also not terribly slow. I'm just gonna go ahead and wait out this 2 minutes to get to the center here. Yeah, that 250 hours of gameplay has been totally worth it. I've had some epic adventures. I've met some really cool folks. Mostly, like I said, from Europe. And I saw some of the coolest places I could have ever imagined. I stumbled upon planets and systems that no one had ever been to before. I discovered around 1,200 systems throughout the journey. So my commander name, I'm Commander Twinstar. You can see me over there. My commander name is now etched on those systems and planets that I scanned and explored. It's pretty awesome. Now, I'm in the center. Looks like there's some other ships here as well. Which makes sense, because I'm sure this is a popular tourist destination, right? And I think this is a tourist beacon that we're coming up upon. So what I'm going to try to do is scan it. Maybe I have to target it first. Maybe that'll work. There we go. Sometimes I'm just dumb. So it is currently scanning the tourist beacon. 2 here. Ah yes, the center. Sagittarius A, tourist spot number 82, is a popular destination for explorers and travelers. It's a supermassive black hole of the type found in most spiral and elliptical galaxies. Radio transmissions indicating its existence were first discovered by Carl Jansky. Alright, well thank you to Carl Jansky for discovering the center of the galaxy. Now, we're going to try to do, let's turn around here and look at that massive black hole that we saw. Not really fly into it, that would be disastrous, but you can see it right below me there. There it is. That is a supermassive black hole at the center of the galaxy. Now with this, I've actually legitimately completed my journey. Man, it's been insane for the past few months to deal with not this journey, but just everything else that's gone on in life leading up to this moment. So this is kind of an emotional time for me, and I'm super excited to have had this escape, to had this time in outer space, sometimes alone, sometimes with others. And now I'm looking forward to the journey home, away from the center of the galaxy. I'll be traveling back to a location called Erebate, which, let's see if I can pull up Erebate on the galaxy map. I'm pretty sure it's a good 25-30,000 light years away. I have to peek to type Erebate. And I'm sure it's actually pronounced Erebate or something like that. As you can see, it's quite the distance, 25,840 kilometers away from my current point. Again, I took kind of the long way, good 80,000 light years to get there. In fact, I think I might want to try to go somewhere else first before I head to Erebate. Let's type in Colonia, which I hear is a hot spot and would actually take me a little bit closer to home in the end, but further from where I am right now. That's only 11,000 light years away. So if we plotted a route there, you can see how many. Wow, it's going to be plotting for a little while. It's only 3% plotted. Just curious to see how many jumps this would take. It'd be kind of cool to visit there before I head home. There's also a place called Beagle Point, which is pretty far out, and then Salome's Reach, which I cannot reach in my current ship unless I get some supplies, which I do not have currently. I'm going to let it keep plotting this route. It's currently 42. So Source 2 is another star that's actually here. So if we look at the system map, you can see Sagittarius A. There's also Source 2, and Source 2 is another star that's a couple hundred, over 100,000 light years away. So if we look here at the star map, there's the giant black hole up above, and then the blue-white star above or below. That's pretty much the extent of this particular galaxy. Or, I'm sorry, system within the galaxy. So it would only be 190 jumps to Colonia. Man, I am super tempted to do this. I feel like this is a good idea. There's also already a path forward set to get there.
Frameshift drive
Goodbye to
charging.
the center of the galaxy. Gonna go visit the furthest human settlements of Colonia. I hope you've sort of enjoyed this
Ready to engage.
weird video that I just made.
Three, two, one.
I almost hit some dolphins, but you know, it was their own fault. I'll be back with more content soon. Until next time, get out there and enjoy some VR for yourself. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you next time.